Cool. Fischer,
Hi.
welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much.
For sure. Great. Like, you were kind of asking, how did you get in the room? I have no idea. I just saw your Instagram profile. I was like, sick, you're a photographer.
Yes, I am.
What's up? Come on the pod and talk.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Cool.
So how did you find your way to Athens?
So my parents moved here from Maryland in the mid-90s.
Nice.
They bought a big piece of property on the other side of Amesville.
Okay.
It used to be Black Diamond Coal.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So like when I say big piece of property, it was like 400 acres.
Wow.
And so I spent my first year of college up until, gosh, I don't even know. Well, I just was always coming back
Yeah.
to Athens.
Cool.
So that was the mid-90s. And so wherever I was in the world, I would just come back and be here in Athens and
Yeah.
hang out on the property and, ride four-wheelers, whatever. And it was always so amazing. So I've lived all over. And then post-pandemic, my dad got really sick. So I came back and was with mom and dad. They had moved by then, but the family still owns the property.
Nice.
So I came back to be with him.
What even got in 1990 from Maryland? What they just heard about this property and they were like, let me pick that up?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. My dad worked for the Department of Defense in Annapolis, Maryland, and I think they had just kind of had enough of the eastern shore of Maryland and farm life or whatever. I have no idea. And I mean, it's kind of a joke in the family, dad's hiding out or something from, I don't know, spies or something. I don't know. He was a man of mystery, 100%. He was an engineer, oceanographer engineer for the Department of Defense. And
Oceanographer? What?
yeah,
What?
wild. I know. So he used to build sonar and mine detection. And then, so on submarines, he would go out on submarines all the time in the Baltic Sea and all kinds of crazy places when I was a kid.
Yeah, sounds like a wicked guy. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I know, he was really fascinating,
Cool.
really, really fascinating. So we would always joke he was hiding out here in Amesville, Ohio. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Who knows? He was a man of some secrets. So.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So kind of in and out. When they first came here and you said you were hanging out, how have you noticed the town? Or did you leave for a couple of years and come back and you're oh my
yeah.
God, look at this?
Oh, yeah.
What has that been like over the years?
It used to be more wild, I feel like. Halloween
Yeah.
in Athens, that's synonymous, kind of all over the country.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
party school. When
Yeah.
I was coming up, when I was in high school and stuff, that was the gig. It was use the party school, number one party school in the nation.
Yeah. Hot chicks in party school.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then they just started bringing horse cops out every weekend for everything. But my problem with because I actually never really loved Halloween and all that shit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because it was always just out of town people. The people that would cause
yeah.
ruckus weren't even from here. And the
Right.
cops that were being kind of fuckheads, they weren't from here either. So it's people not from our town and cops not from our town. SWAT teams. Fuck cops. They bring in SWAT teams.
Right.
And I just I was never really in love with that. But that is the Athens thing. Halloween, block party.
Yeah. So just kind of wild, rural, and wild at the same time.
That's cool.
I mean, mostly my experience was just checking out of whatever city I was living in and coming and being on the property. And we'd come in and go to Kroger or the pharmacy. And that was
R.I.P. to the
incredible.
pharmacy.
Right. No doubt. And I mean, just hanging out, wandering the woods. And I love that. Growing up in Maryland, I lived on a farm and it was just totally flat and cornfield. So as a kid, all I wanted to do was be in the woods. And so, as I guess late teen, early 20s, finally got my wish. And so I was just always in it, always in a creek.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That's interesting. And then when did photography start for you? How did you find that? How did you decide I'm a photographer?
I fell in love with cameras. I think I have a little bit of Dad's engineering or what's it called? Reverse engineering. I love to take shit apart.
Okay.
Can I cuss on this podcast?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Actually, I get feedback all the time, like I should cuss less. And I just replied, yeah, fuck that. Like, okay.
I mean, my mom might listen to this.
Sorry, Mom.
Maybe
Yeah.
no, she doesn't care if you do.
Great.
So, oh, you asked me about cameras. Apparently, I come by it pretty legit. My great-grandfather, I lose track, was a photographer, and he would travel, like, with, like, that big, like, 8x10, the kind where you, like, put
Oh,
the thing
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like put the like, glass panes in and shit? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So he would travel around with his family, like in a horse-drawn carriage, and take pictures of the town. Like, and I didn't know this until college when my mom pulled out these pictures, and she's like, "Oh, you like photography? Oh, this is, you're great, whatever." Yeah, so I think pretty legitly. And I love gear. Like, I just love gear. I'm fascinated with it, kind of anything, but I love cameras. They're fascinating to me. So as a kid, all I wanted was one of those, like, those 110 cameras. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like the films? Like the film cameras?
Oh, yeah, they're film, but they're, like, about this big, and they're about, like, an inch. Does that sound?
No.
And then, okay, I'm going to have to dig one up from somewhere. But it looks like, I mean, I can't even. It's like 80s.
Gotcha.
Film.
Yeah.
So I was fascinated with them. I don't know. I think it has something to do with I'm from a very large family, and they're all much older than me.
Interesting.
And something about like just recording it, like I mean, I think the majority of photographers end up in some way, shape, or form, like just wanting to hold on to the moment.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the picture?
Right. Yeah. Right. You're holding on to the moment.
Yeah.
You just want to keep it safe. Yeah.
That's cool. So then, like, how early was that? Like, all these places to travel? Like, have you always been a freelance photographer? Or?
That's a good question. I would say I've always been a photographer.
Yeah.
I've always been an intensely visual person, and I always love to control things. So it like fits really well.
Oh, the directing all the people's pictures.
Yeah,
nice.
for sure. And then just like controlling what's in the frame. Like that's. We'll circle back to that, but I teach classes at Athens Photo Project. That'll come into play in a minute. I don't know. I've always loved it, and that was really early on. Like I can remember being 9 or 10, getting my first like that crazy little camera that I was talking about, and like making a little safe wooden box for it to like live inside. Let's see. And then I went to school and fell in love with the darkroom.
Did you say you went to school for photography?
Graphic design.
Okay. Tangential.
Yeah, kind of. And that was the 90s, mid-90s. And I was like, God, I really don't want to sit behind a computer for the rest of my life, so I'm not going to be a graphic designer.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to pursue photography. I'm like, out. And now I sit behind a computer and edit videos, right? So I fell in love with the darkroom. Love it. I get to be by myself. It's cold. It's dark. Like
Just
you're
like
just
like in movies, like the dark room with the red light.
Yeah. It's so great. Like there's something so romantic about it. I don't mean like romance. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I loved to print big. So like the smallest I would print would be like 16 by 20. So just anything that's large, and I would just like fully be involved in it. It was amazing.
Well, then like even all the technicalities of all that, like the darkroom, how to use the solution inside of it. Like if you weren't like traditionally trained for that, was that just like a learn on the go thing? Did you have somebody around that you like?
Yeah, I mean I took classes. I mean, so I wasn't a photography major or a fine art major, but I was always in the darkroom. I was always taking classes that were some way related to photography, whether it was like two-dimensional design or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I just fell in love. And then I realized, like, I love people. Like, people, everybody, it's so cheesy to say, but everybody really does have a story. I mean, you're in this field, too. And anybody can push a button. I'm obsessed with gear. I love gear and I love people. And so it just kind of makes sense. And then, like I said, I love to control things. And I'm a visual person. So I just, pay attention to like everything that's around. And then when I realized that you can control focal planes and depth of field and like they're just
even more things to control behind the camera. Wow.
It's so great.
Yeah. It's cool that you've realized that, and yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah. So I love portraiture. The first job that I had in photography was I worked for a lab in Nashville, Tennessee, and I developed E6 film, which I don't have any idea if anybody uses anymore, but it's slide film.
Okay.
And you have to develop that in the black. So you have to pop the canisters and put it like in a big machine, and everything is in the black. And I just love the dark. I love the dark. Well, I think it's the only time when I can stop composing. I can stop controlling. And I've just always been, well...
Wait, what do you mean? You can stop controlling
I
in
can
the dark?
stop.
What do you mean?
Right. So I can stop like visually composing. I can stop like trying to control like what I see. Like, you know what I mean?
Kind of.
So as much as I am this aesthetically driven person, I also like to just like cut that off and just like use my other senses. Does that make sense?
Yes, to a degree. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you ever just like to sit in the silence?
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. Not interviewing someone, not being like stimulated by music or something like that. Just like let that rest.
Yeah. Well, I actually pursued it even further. Like, I lived in Cleveland for a few years after graduating college, and somebody just like mentioned a deprivation tank to me, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'll check that out. So I went to this like just like chain like Truce Rest Spa like store up in Cleveland, and I fell in love with the deprivation tank. It was unreal.
Yeah.
Like you can't see anything, you can't hear anything.
I've never been in one.
You can't like tell where the water starts and stops. Like it's the closest to. Yeah, I mean, it's like just you're gone. And there's nothing to do but like be with yourself and breathe, and like it's fucking weird. But yeah, I mean, that's like what you're explaining, like the lack of everything. There's no senses. Like, yeah, I mean, you can like turn a light on, or you can turn music on. That I wasn't going there for music or light, for sure. I was just going there to disappear. Yeah. So like from that, I could understand. But just like the desire, like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of could relate to the control thing too. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. What else can I tell you?
Tell, like, what is the Athens Photo Project? Like, how did you get involved? What do they do? Yeah.
It's a long way around, but...
tell the whole thing. You got somewhere to be?
I don't.
Yeah, great.
No, but organizing my thoughts as to how I got here. Well, I already said I came back in 22. I came back. And I was back and forth. So I lived in Seattle for 10 years. And then during the pandemic, I lived in Montana. And that was amazing. I wanted to get the hell out of Seattle during the pandemic. Lived in Montana. We can come back to that too. But I came here, and then I was like back and forth between here and Seattle, working in Seattle as a photographer, and then here, and I was living in a tiny house on wheels out on the family property, which was wild. Yeah, like right by a creek. I didn't have running water. It was amazing.
Was it the first time you ever did any like off the grid type thing like that?
Like longer term. So that was March through December that I lived.
March through December, like the
22 March through December. Yeah, when I moved into the tiny house, I had bought it the November before, so November 21, I guess, and then moved it out to the property and tied up everything in Montana, and then came and moved out here. And it was like 10 degrees when I moved in. It was 10 degrees in the tiny house.
Do you have like a wood burner? What do you have in that thing?
Well, I didn't have anything. I had my dog. But I used one of those like oil.
furnace type thing?
It looks like a radiator.
Oh,
It's like an
okay.
old-fashioned radiator.
Gotcha.
But the tiny house was legit,
Yeah.
and it kept it in, so it was fine. I lived. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
fine. I had a lot of like elk skins and sheep skins from Montana, so it was
Yeah,
really
okay.
warm. It was fine.
Nice.
So I was really tired of just going back and forth from here to Seattle. It's like a long flight, and
Yeah, what a commute.
right,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Love the work that I was doing out there, but I just didn't really want to do it anymore. And my friend sent me a listing for Athens Photo Project, and so it blends people in recovery from like mental health challenges or mental health crisis, or just dealing with mental health issues in general, and photography. So it's this beautiful intersection of like arts and wellness. And I had been working. My friend knew that I had been working in the homeless community, or the
In
people
Seattle?
experiencing homelessness in Seattle, and like that's just where my heart is. People in recovery from substance use disorder, or people who are still in addiction, trying to move through that, and people experiencing homelessness. So she knew that I was doing that. She knew that those were my two passions, and she was like, "This is your job."
Yeah.
And I applied for it and got it, and it's been absolutely amazing. I was full time. Now I'm part time because my freelance work is kind of taking
It's not a bad thing.
off. It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
and it's great because I get to keep a hand in it, and so I've been there for 3.5 years, something like that, and it's amazing. So
How long has that been around?
that's been around for about 25 years,
Huh.
and this amazing woman, Elise Sanford, I always want to throw a T in it. My boss is listening. Somewhere he'll hear it. So Elise Sanford started it, and she was a fine art photographer at OU. So and her son was at the Ridges. Right. So when the Ridges decided to close and turn everyone out, she was like, well, I have a son there. And so she decided to bring her son into the realm of photography, and teach him.
As a
And
means of like therapeutic,
as a
yeah.
therapeutic modality, I don't believe that that is what she was thinking at the time. I don't know the answer to
Yeah,
that, if
yeah.
that's what the intention was. But I think it was a way to engage with him, right? That's what I think.
Yeah.
So she started doing that and realized that like that was amazing. Like it's such a great way to it's a great communication. I mean, it's a great way to engage a person through the visual arts. So when she started doing that, I guess that a bunch of his friends were also starting to become involved, or his friends from the Ridges. So I just kind of took off. And then our executive director, Nate Thompson, heard about this. I don't know actually how he heard about that. That piece is missing for me. But he was a photographer, photojournalism, out in Oregon, and he heard about it, and so he moved his family to Athens, Ohio, to like do whatever she wanted,
Wow.
just like work with her.
Yeah.
And so he's our executive director, and she passed away. Gosh, I don't know that one either, because unfortunately I never got to meet her.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to say a date because I'm not sure, but
I won't hold it against
before,
you. Yeah.
thanks, great. But she passed away. And so he has been our executive director, and it's just incredible. I mean, and it uses, so technically our mission is that we are a peer-run, of course, like when I have a microphone in front of
501(c)
me.
nonprofit, like a
Sure,
social.
We're
okay.
yeah. And so we use the important part is that we are a peer-run group.
Yeah.
So our artist photographers have a council. Like they decide everything that happens. They co-facilitate classes. Like it's really incredible. And we use that for just creativity, self-expression, building community, social change. I mean, it's one of the most incredible. Everybody always associates Passion Works and Athens, or
Yeah.
Athens with Passion Works,
Yeah.
and that's incredible too.
Yeah.
That's
Well, so that's
amazing.
what I was like.
But it's a very similar thing, and people in Athens, our artists have work on the garage wall. So if you've been on the garage wall just off Court Street,
Yeah.
like all of those images are
Like
from
the ones that are like on the edge. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So then, like this, it's like, where's this building at? Like, did you?
we're on West Union.
Gotcha. Nope,
Just
right over
down,
here.
right, just down from Larry's doghouse.
Okay.
It's the really cool black building.
Oh, like the
Says-
wooden.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what the fuck that is.
Yeah,
That
come
building's
in
been there
anytime.
everywhere.
It has been there
Yeah.
forever.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we have a legit studio. We've got a bunch of classrooms.
So this is just like scheduled classes, like every week, and it's like that. So then, how does somebody like register for a class, or like who can register for a class?
Well, people can register if they are receiving any sort of like behavioral health. Like we like to get referrals
Yeah.
from people. So if there's a case manager, or if you're receiving any behavioral health services, then like we want you. If you
Gotcha.
associate with being a person in recovery from mental health challenges, or if you're a person that associates as being in recovery from a substance use disorder.
Which also maybe in tandem with the mental health issue,
Sure.
right?
Often
like overlapping.
co-occurring.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are coming from some other organization that has already been supplementing their.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that makes
Hope,
sense.
Hopewell is
Yeah,
like one
yeah.
of our
ABH, aren't you right across the street from ABH? Yeah.
Yep.
Athens
So,
Behavioral Health. Yeah.
Yep. So our program director, Lacey Davis, I'm not sure, either Nate or Lacey, they kind of go back and forth, but they take classes over to, or they go over to ABH and teach a photography class.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's amazing. I have not sat in on that. But so what we started, I don't know, I guess it's maybe been about 6-7 months ago. We started offering classes to people specifically in recovery from substance use disorder.
okay.
So, and I get to teach that, which is so amazing.
Why is that important to you? Are you just excited to teach a class
you know-
and control the?
Control it, right? No, I think it is so exciting because I've really like seen what happens in these classes, and people that think that they don't, that they're not artistic at all, come in and they're like, holy shit, like I am artistic. And sitting in a class, so I teach we have the Carlson Center. I don't know if you know the Carlson Center.
no.
It's like a residential detox and residential for people from substance use.
Yeah. Where's it at
Yeah,
in Athens?
it's right next to Hopewell.
Oh, okay.
Like
off of 56 in Union. Yeah.
yeah, West Union is right down the street from us.
Interesting. Okay.
So we have a group that comes over on Thursday afternoons, and I mean, we go out with cameras. Like I love, so we teach like the elements of photography. So not necessarily like digging into all the gear, which I get really excited about, but like the elements of photography, like light and shadow, texture, color, things like that. And so it's just sort of like coming from the side, we go out and take pictures of things, and then we come back, and then we'll like look at everybody will pick out one image, and then we'll look at that on the projector, and we'll kind of go around the room. One of my favorite things to do is have everyone give like one word, and it's wild the things that people come up with. And then the photographer that took it, says, hey, this is what I was thinking when I took this. And it just like really opens up so much discussion with people that don't know each other, but we all have that recovery, like I mean, everybody is recovering from something, right?
Heard.
So it's how we move through that. It's how we get out of our own brains and stop whatever spiral that we're in Because that's the thing that makes people in addiction use, right? Like it's the need to escape our own brains. That's
Yeah.
often what happens. So this is just another way. It's just another literal tool to get your brain distracted from
Yeah.
something else. And then when you have a community that's all doing, this same thing, it really is just kind of coming in from the side, having a discussion about recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're providing all of the means, just all the cameras, all the technical equipment,
Yeah.
and everything. How the fuck are you paying for all that? How are they paying for all that?
I am not.
Yeah. So
We get grants.
Yeah.
Yep. We get grants. Yeah. Yep.
And then everything else is all
we
volunteer.
we are funded by the 317 board. There are so many people that, let's see, OMAS, SAMHSA, HRSA. I'm gonna miss them, but
Yeah, that's okay.
so many. We'll have different events, and I know that Jeff Chaddock, that runs Envisage Wealth, he's a supporter of ours.
Awesome.
He owns the Zenner House. He and Mark own the Zenner House.
Okay.
So there's so many people that
Support. Yeah.
that support us.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like my job.
Does it ever get weird? Because I feel like it's a vulnerable thing to be I don't know, explaining why you thought this was cool or something. Is there some angle to that of I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't even know
ask
what
me
I'm
that.
asking. Yeah,
Does it
know.
ever get weird? Is what I heard.
Yeah,
you say.
yeah. It was. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. Yeah. I think that's a better way to ask.
Does it get weird?
How do you? Yeah.
Well, I would think. I think what you're asking is can it get awkward? As a facilitator, kind of helping people put words to their feelings.
Yeah.
Are you saying that?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. No.
Good.
Not really. Especially since I've worked, in kind of in this field in the mental health and addiction recovery for the past 10 years. I don't know. I think everybody at our core, we have the same issues. We want to escape something. We're all dealing with something. We're all afraid of something. We're all angry about something. We have these core emotions, and if we can just find other humans to get that out to, or that they understand, there's just a commonality. We all have it.
Yeah.
We all have stories that intersect. Yeah.
That makes sense. But it clicked to me what I was trying. Are there people there that don't want to be there? Are there people there that are in a program and they're hey, you're going to go to this? That's what I mean about weird. Is there anybody there that's fucking, I have to be here. I didn't fucking choose to be here. Yeah, that's good.
No, I don't think so. And I've never heard that anything was, whatever the word is for it. What's the word?
Mandated.
Mandatory.
Forced?
Yeah. No. Everything is, if you want to. But who doesn't want to?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's fun. We have a really good time. I teach a class from 6 to 8 on Thursday nights.
Nice.
And the first time that this cycle, we've only had 2 of them, 2 semesters, if you will. The first time I had this gentleman come in, and somebody told him to just show up, and he was I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to be. And I was well, do you identify as a person in recovery, period? So that kind of opened up the conversation, and he was yeah, and so told me to come, and I'm okay, cool. And he's but I don't have any artistic, nothing. I don't technical, I don't do any of that.
What do you think that's about? Because you said that a few times. People are I'm just not artistic. Why do you think that they're closing the door on themselves like that? I'm not creative. How?
Because it's terrifying. I don't know. I've never been a person that
didn't
thought,
feel like that?
right, I've never been that person.
Yeah.
I've always been doing some shit. But that's I can imagine that's really terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
To feel judged, that's a very vulnerable place.
Yes, yeah,
It's not it's this is not math. This is not science. This is something that either comes from inside of you, or it doesn't. So it's just a matter of like reaching down or having someone to believe enough to say, no, no, really, let me help you find that voice,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, so it could, I would think that it could feel very judgy. It could
Yeah.
feel very vulnerable. And so it's a very safe space.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I would imagine like that same light bulb of like, damn, I am creative is like the same realization when you're like, fuck, dude, maybe I'm not fucked forever. Like maybe I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe that, yeah, like I don't know, just like things you believe you can't do, then it's like, damn,
Yeah.
I can do that. It's
Yeah.
like that could be applied to other areas. Again, it's like all the
Building
same
confidence.
shit. Yeah,
I
stopping
mean,
running away from shit.
stopping
Yeah,
running
yeah.
away from shit. Yeah. 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 It's really cool. I have a lot of fun. So the other big thing that we do I facilitate, coordinate, lead, whatever, this project called Recovery Reframed. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
We had let's see, we've had a couple shows. We had one hanging at Stewart's,
Oh, Opera House,
and
yeah.
then at the Opera House, and then also we did all 7 Athens County. I think that's right. 7 Athens County libraries. We had a concurrent show.
It's
So
like displaying artwork, pictures
displaying.
from.
So let me
Yeah,
so let
okay.
me tell you what it is because
Great.
it's really exciting. um, so so when you come into Athens Photo Project, everybody kind of comes in at the same level. Usually like a minimal experience with photography. Some people have more, and so they realized that people come in and they learn all these skills and they learn creativity and they learn like how to communicate, in the world of photography, and then what, right? Then they can do like advanced classes, like an APP offers advanced classes like that with like alternate
APP?
Athens Photo Project.
Oh,
Sorry, we
okay.
just
Yeah.
call it APP.
Great.
Advanced classes like alternative processing, just lots of different classes. However, they have the skill. So how I was hired and how I kind of came onto the scene was I was hired as the commercial photographer. So I had a group, immediately I had this group of people that have been there, some of them for a decade, right? And they've just been building these skills and building these skills. So I was hired to come in and teach them like a social enterprise, and teach them, hey, we can do this. We can go out into the community and we can do, I like to call them business portraits and not headshots because it's really, really fucking violent. So we bought lighting equipment and we worked with like an actual studio and I'm coming back around to Recovery Framed. But so we would go into the community. We just did the Women's Summit
Oh, yeah.
at Stewart's Opera House.
Yep.
So the team, the commercial photography team, went and set up and did all of those portraits for the women there. So we had this like great skill, right? And then they were like, how do we give back? And I actually just did an interview with the Athens Independent about Recovery Reframed, which was like an hour and a half. It was great, but I won't take up that much time. So they were like, how do we like give back and do this portrait thing? And apparently some of them had been involved previously with I think it was called Empowering Recovery, and I don't exactly know who came up with the concept of what these portraits look like, but I think it was Nate. So the actual portraits are portraits, and then they have a frame, and then we print that picture out on site, and then they write their recovery story on top of the picture, so it becomes like a original artwork. And so those images were displayed all over the library. So it is all about destigmatizing what it looks like to be a person in recovery, because everybody thinks, oh, like
Well,
I can spot a person in recovery from substance use at like a mile away. No, you can't. I mean, you really can't, you know?
Talk about fucking vulnerability.
Yeah.
You're fucking putting your story on
Right.
display for them to
Right.
fuck.
So it is like recovering, like it gives me goosebumps. Like I love this project. That is where my heart is. And being able to facilitate that team. So we go to very rural towns in Appalachia. Right now, I think we've done 9 counties, something like that. And we have probably about 100 images. And we just did Overdose Awareness Day, just happened September. So we did a week long. There were a whole lot of different venues. Athens Hope does a Day of Hope in Gloucester. They were involved. We did one at the Carlson Center. So we just set up the studio outside and invite people who have a year or more in recovery from substance use to, if they want to recover out loud, and help us like reduce stigma around what the fuck that looks like.
That's so
'Cause
fucking cool.
it's so amazing. Thank you for saying that.
So is there a digital archive of all of these?
Oh yeah, we have a website.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that would be recoveryreframed.org.
Recoveryreframe.org. And
Yeah.
so again, this is all coming out of the Athens
Coming
Photo
out of
Project.
Athens
Yeah.
Photo Project.
Man.
Coming out of that people came in wanting to build community and then realize they want to give back and use all of those talents to like I mean that's that's the hook, right? It's our photographers who identify as being in recovery from a mental health challenge, who have this beautiful, unique perspective to portray not only the faces but the stories, you know, helping these other individuals change the narrative of like what that looks like, the stories, because you know how, I mean, I don't know, where did you grow up?
Here, I was
Okay.
born in California, but I moved
Okay.
here when I was 2. So
Okay,
it's-
so
yeah.
you know how it is. I know how it is. Like living here for 3.5 years, everybody knows everything about everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, can you imagine what it's like if you're like super rural? I mean, we're not talking about like little towns outside of Athens. We're talking about like, gosh, we went like 2.5 hours away once to Doddridge County, West Virginia, and like there's just there was not much there on Main Street, and everybody knows what, you know, Johnny whoever is into and what his story is, and but people don't have the chance, unless maybe they're in the rooms of AA or NA, they don't have the chance to hear that Johnny's like really like changing his life. Like he's, you know, and if people don't hear these stories of recovery, then how do they think that, you know, they're going to be able to find the strength or find the community to move out of the situation that they're in? I mean, I don't have to tell you, this area is just hit so hard with the opioid epidemic. I mean, so it's so important to reduce the stigma. I digress. Back to Johnny. So Johnny's, you know, been a year now out of addiction and changed his life, gotten his kids back. I mean, this is a fictitious person. You know, gotten his life back, all of these things. And now when he walks by the whatever resource or clinic or whatever it is, there's a picture of him on the wall looking amazing with his story that's like, I can do it. I did it. Here's how I did it. You know, I wanted my kids back. I got my kids back. You know, whatever his story is, like, holy shit. I mean, there are just some intensely amazing humans out there that have been through shit that I've never even thought about, let alone been through.
Yeah.
And it's those people through, I like to think, you know, through this sort of portraiture or stigma reduction campaign that turn into community advocates for change. And it's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, but they're becoming the face of it.
Right.
Via the portrait.
Yeah.
That's wicked. That's so powerful. That's fucking crazy.
I'm so honored that I get to work alongside these photographers that are doing this. It's incredible.
Yeah. Did you explain, like, how are you determining where to go? Or, like, even once you get to an area, how do you, I mean, is it still similar where it's like that person's been tied into another organization that we heard about? Or, like, how are you just showing up to some random county in West
Sure.
Virginia and finding somebody to take a picture
Well,
of?
that was tricky in the very beginning, I will say, because most rural communities are not very, well, I think they're maybe not welcoming, but I think that they are a little wary of any new people coming in. So we were getting funded, had grants through Hopewell, we worked with this group, CHIA, we worked with Adams Board, again, 317, like anywhere that would kind of have us, we would reach out to Hopewell Health Center. You know, if we knew someone there could get together 5 people that were interested in this, we would go and do that. In Gaia County, we worked with Field of Hope. There is a woman there, Amber, her story is wild, and now she runs this Field of Hope Center, and it's a women's facility, and that place is like a university. They have on-site mental health workers, like childcare, everything. So it's just been a matter of like continuing to reach out, being funded by someone that's like, oh, hey, I think that Calhoun County, West Virginia could really use this. And then we get connected, and then we're like, can we come? Can we come? Please let us come. Do you have anyone for us that wants to be a part of this? But I think as it grows, and as there are more people on the website, and then, you know, working with the Athens County public libraries, now it's like, oh yeah, we know that project, and then getting a show at Stewart's, and yeah, so I think slowly but surely people are seeing that, and I don't know, it's been kind of taken off.
The thing I think about is like there's thousands for everyone that you've taken. There's thousands more. Man.
Oh my
like
gosh.
you're never gonna run out of people
I
to
know.
talk to.
No.
I wonder how many people like have not. Well, yeah, just like what are the stories that are untold? God, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's wicked though. And you said you've only been doing this for how long? You said it just started up this year.
No, the classes.
Classes started. Recovery Reframed though has been going.
Recovery Reframed.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was Empowering Recovery before, and I want to say they did. I don't know how many, but I know that they were doing it pre-pandemic. But then, I don't know, I found this folder when I first started working there, and I was like, holy shit, these are the most amazing images that I've ever seen. And I was like, I want to put my energy into this. Does anybody else want to put their energy into this with me? And so then we just started a group, and they came up with the name Recovery Reframed, and we bought the website, and then we've just been like doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. That is cool.
It really is.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
So, but you stepped down to part-time for this, and but it's cool that you're still involved, and like you can just kind of you can get the excitement just off of you.
Great.
That's really awesome.
I'm glad that's my vibe.
Yeah,
the excitement.
yeah. Well, and then the freelance stuff, like
Sure.
I mean, is that just kind of whatever, like wedding pictures and or whatever? Yeah. What are those jobs like?
So I'll do weddings. Weddings are just like a giant party. I mean, and people pay me to go hang out and eat cake, and like I have a camera in my hand, but mostly like I'm talking to people.
Tell them where to go. Hey, give me a shot.
You know what? That doesn't come out at weddings.
Yeah.
That comes out when I get hired to do like actual portraiture. But that's great because that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants, like, make sure my hair is like, is there a spot somewhere? I can just get real excited about that. So I do, yeah, for sure. I started out actually as an architectural photographer.
So like who's hiring? What do you mean by that?
Oh.
Who are your clients in architectural
Well,
photography?
that was when I was living in Nashville. And I assisted a man who's great, Jerry Atnip, taught me lighting, taught me how to be a professional.
Nice.
Like just an amazing mentor. and I don't know, magazines,
Okay.
all of anything. People need pictures of buildings and inside of buildings all the time, design work, things like that. And then I started shooting weddings in Nashville because that's kind of where the money is.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are always getting married, regardless.
Yeah.
People are always getting married. But mostly, like, my wheelhouse is portraiture. In Seattle, I used to work for Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which was a alliance of UW Medical Center and Children's Hospital, and then just a cancer research hospital. I think it was Fred Hutch at the time. And so they hired me to take portraits, environmental portraits. So not people in the environment, people in their environment. Make sense? So if it
No.
was like a surgeon, I would get to like put on a bunny suit and go into the OR, and it was so cool. Or if it was someone in the lab, then I would get to go hang out in the lab for a couple hours and like photograph people doing their job in
Yeah.
their environment.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool. Patient facing, not patient facing, all of it. So they had about 500 providers. It took me about 3 years to do that work, and I was doing that work while I was living in Montana. I wanted to get the hell out of Seattle. It was too much. And
Like with the pandemic sanctions, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
My brother was living in China, and
During the pandemic.
he came back before. He and his family came back before. He was in Shenzhen, and he said, "Hey, there's some shit's going down over here." So this was like Christmas of 19?
19. Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, "Some shit's going down over here, and things are getting weird, and we're hearing rumors." And so he brought his family back here, back to, I guess, Amesville.
Shout out to his intuition. Yeah.
Right?
Shout out to
Yeah.
that homie.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So he said, he was like, it makes, really smart dude. He was like, it makes a whole lot of sense that this is going to hit the West Coast. If this is a thing that they're saying, it makes sense that they're going to hit the West Coast. And I think the first case was Kirkland, Washington, which is just outside of Seattle. So
It was like it was like that, and then like a couple in New.
Was it?
I remember standing in the bar, and it was just like that side of the country, that side of the country. Like do the math.
Weird. Yep.
Do the
Yep.
math.
Yep.
Damn.
Happening. So he said, if this gets real crazy, he said, if you see, I know it sounds wild. He's like, if you see the National Guard coming into Seattle, I want you to leave. And so March 15th, I went downtown. I took a hot yoga class. I went out to brunch afterwards, and they were like, "Yeah, we have to keep everything like 6 feet apart." I was like, "What?" Like, I didn't listen to the news.
Yep.
I was listening to my brother.
Yep.
And on the way back to Ballard, I saw the National Guard rolling into Ballard, and I was like, "Okay,
goosebumps.
I'm out."
Yeah, I have goosebumps right
Yeah.
now. Fuck.
So my dog and I used to go surfing all the time on the coast, and so I had like this like bug out kit, just like always had it because I was always chasing surf. And so I had this bug out kit, and within about an hour and a half, we were headed to my sister in Montana. And so
but like you still
I was
had like
just
shit
done.
there, like you just like what I can take
Yep.
is what I'm taking. I'm fucking out.
Yep.
And just went to Montana.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I was living the lifestyle because it was very short. I mean, it's a really cool job that I have doing freelance stuff, and I could always be like, talk to my scheduler about at the hospital, just be like, I'm taking this week off, but I mean, they already knew shit that was happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I just left, and I went and spent 14 days in quarantine because no one wanted me around.
Yeah.
It was the most beautiful 14 days of quarantine up in a
cool.
little cabin in Montana. It was incredible. And then I, came out, and that was...
How I mean, I think I already know the answer to this question.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you got to Montana, it was almost like nothing was happening. Like,
Montana didn't give a fuck
Yeah.
the whole time.
yeah, that's pretty cool. So that like,
Yeah.
how were you able to distance? Like, I mean, I don't know how much. Like, when you got away from Seattle and got to Montana, like, did you get the distance you were looking for there? You're just kind of like fuck the social media shit. I'm hanging out now.
Yeah.
And then were you planning on staying in Montana? You're like, fuck it. When this wrecks out, maybe I'll go figure something out.
So I had a whole plan. It just fucked with everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had planned, let's see, that was March 15th. At the end of March, I was supposed to be in Miami shooting a wedding, and then I was going to meet my friend. We had all of our paperwork, everything. We were headed to Cuba for a week, like all of it. I mean, if I was down there, like I might as well go, right? And then I was going to connect with a friend and go across Mexico, and then end up back in Seattle.
Fuck.
Right? I love these adventures. I love to travel. Like, this is kind of the style that I've lived my life, like one thing to the next,
yeah.
right? And yeah, just fucked with all that. But then I was in Montana, and it was great. And I got to fucking ride horses and hang out with my sister, and yeah, it was really cool.
Would you have gone to Montana if your sister was, like, were you going to Montana specifically? 'Cause
I
that's
was
where your sister
leaving.
was? Yeah, okay.
And she's got a little ranchette. So
Nice.
I knew we kind of had a loose conversation. She was like, I don't know where you're going to stay. And it was March, so it was like below freezing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever been to Montana.
Never.
Oh my gosh, easily like 16, 18 below is like kind of a normal. But she's got outbuildings, and I was like, I got my tent and a like great a below zero rated sleeping bag, so I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was planning on doing that for 14 days, and like the last minute, she was like, I found you a cabin in the woods.
Fuck
like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the life. That all got really weird. My dad had a stroke while I was in quarantine, and so then we ended up driving across the country, coming here, being out in the middle of the woods, and I eventually made it back to Seattle in July.
Of 21? 20.
Of 20.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're like,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
pandemic.
Yep,
For sure.
Yep. So I made it back. And then that's when I decided, like, I have to leave, like, permanently.
Yeah.
And same sister found this couple. He was advanced stage Parkinson's. So they're in their 80s, and they were like, they had posted something. My sister's a nurse, and they had posted something that was like, we really just need this magical unicorn person that has the ability to come property manage, be like a handy person, and do caregiving for this couple.
Yeah.
And she sent me the posting. I was like, it's me. it's me. So I packed everything up, everything that fit in a truck, and like a pickup truck. And my dog Ronan and I moved to Montana, and we lived with this couple through the rest of the pandemic, which was just we all have those crazy stories, right? Like, I don't know, maybe you don't. But I didn't know these people. I didn't know this couple at all. And we became this little, like, triad, this little, like, not a triad, not like a throuple.
Nope, I'm with you.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just became this little family. And
What was it like breaking it? Like, because they were old, like, did that kind of bring some of your maybe like tension down? It's like, oh, look, grandma, grandpa. Or like that is like a pretty awkward, just like,
yeah, I was
arrangement.
like thrust into that immediately. I mean, he went downhill really quickly.
Fuck.
And it was really hard. It was really different. But it was setting me up to help my dad,
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that was
It's interesting too, like the way that you just like the way that people just bring these things. Like the person in Athens, it was like the photo part. This is exactly.
You just got to be open to it.
That's
I'd say
crazy.
the majority of my life, I think I've been living in the flow.
That's
Yeah.
fucking wicked.
I mean, there are people that have fucked with my flow, and it's hard to like get myself out of that situation. But I think mostly like I'm just pretty open to whatever happens. Yeah, it was really cool. So then I was back and forth from Bozeman, Montana to Seattle. because pretty quickly after I moved, the hospital was like, hey, we can have contractors back. So I would drive because we couldn't fly.
How far is this commute?
That's an 11-hour drive.
Fuck that. Oh, damn.
Yeah, but I was making bank, so I
Yeah,
was going to
okay.
do it. And then
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay rent, like nothing, because I was living there rent free, property managing, snow blowing,
Yeah.
fixing shit. So I would drive back and forth. I'd spend 3 weeks in Bozeman, a week in Seattle. I would have to get tested in Bozeman to go work at the hospital. I'd get tested at the hospital. I would do the week, do all the sessions, get tested, and then come back and get tested again. I had so much shit up my nose. I mean, I think we all did, but holy cow, oh my gosh. So it was an experience, and I am so thankful to have this amazing job. I bought a house here.
Wow, cool.
I sold the tiny house on wheels, even though I loved it so much. And now I have a foundation, like a literal foundation of my house. And yeah, Athens has been pretty incredible. I've fallen into this amazing friend group. Yeah.
With your experience traveling, did that make living in a tiny house not that bad because you're used to stuff, or what? I mean, yeah, you were in an established place and you went down to town. How are you deciding what to keep and what to kick out, or
yeah, I mean, I guess looking back, I've lived everywhere. I've lived from here, born in Maryland, was here off and on, Nashville. I lived in Hawaii a couple of years, 2 different times, and Seattle. And I think that I'm not attached to stuff,
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm a relatively small person, so small spaces don't bother me.
Yeah.
And I'm just not, I don't know. I mean, kind of now I'm attached to some things, but yeah, and I love traveling. When I travel, I have been all over the globe. I love to travel with a backpack. And, right before the pandemic, I did a month solo backpacking top to bottom of Vietnam.
Whoa.
It was amazing.
Just a month by yourself as a female in a foreign country,
By myself.
he's
I'm not scared.
that's all right. Yeah, word.
Yeah, I mean, I did that in Japan. I mean, I've been all over, but I haven't done too many places completely solo. So that could have gone differently, but and the flow, man.
For you, yeah. I mean, that's sick that you feel that way.
Yeah, yeah.
How many people would be like, yeah, do my entire life?
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Somebody asked me before that how I got to that trip. Someone had asked, a great friend of mine actually, had asked me to go on a backpacking trip to the Grand Canyon, spur of the moment. He was like, hey, you want to go next week? Somebody bailed on their trip, and I'm an avid hiker. And I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do that. You don't get camping down at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. It's like a lottery, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, do you want to go? So I went with their group, and it was 4 of us. And the other couple, we weren't a couple, but the other couple, she thought that he was going to propose the whole time. And he did not.
Fuck.
So at every turn, she was just waiting for it, and then
That sucks so bad.
It really did. So she would just bitch about this dude, and I can't believe he's not. We've been dating, all this time, and so that was a grueling trip. That was 55 miles in 72 hours, rim to rim to rim. I don't know if you know the Grand Canyon, but
no, I don't. I know that there's some UFOs or some shit in there for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it is brutal backpacking. So in any case, she just like vented, and I guess they went on a subsequent trip after we left the canyon, and she sent me this beautifully like handwritten thing about thanking, letting her bitch and everything, and that they were doing an adventure wedding in Thailand and wanted me to be their wedding photographer. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So, well, shout out to the homie finally proposing.
Right. I mean, it's amazing. They got like 2 kids now. They were
That's awesome.
apparently he was always going to propose to her on the subsequent trip. So
It's
he
just a trip
yeah,
off.
Yep.
Poor
right.
girl.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. So that's kind of what got me to that area.
Yeah.
So I had always wanted to travel Vietnam. I didn't have anybody to go with me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go by myself. And so I started my trip in Hanoi and then spent the month and backpacked all the way down. And another friend met me on an island in Vietnam. And then we made our way up to Thailand. And I met the wedding party, photographed the wedding, and went home.
Dude, that is crazy.
Right?
Wow, like, yeah.
I know.
Holy
It's the
shit.
flow. Just open to it, and it's just a flow.
So, I mean, is that what you'd attribute it to? Like yourself being open to all of it?
Yeah.
Just walking
Yeah.
through the doors when they open?
Yeah, and I think, I said something about, I think I kind of deviated, but like, as much as I love the gear, and as much as I am a person that can push a button proficiently on a camera, I think it's about like what happens in between subject and photographer. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's either like chemistry and a vibe, or there's not.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Like, it's the same thing in photography. Like, I love people. I love talking to people. And I have been told that I'm pretty disarming, and I'm easy to talk to.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know.
Yeah, it is too, to think about how like just like fucking going in a surgery room to like fucking photoing these like people in recovery. Like, what a wide fucking net of people that you're meeting through the medium of photography. That, I
Yeah.
mean, it makes sense. Like the
Yeah.
people inside. I mean, like most of the time, what are you capturing pictures of? You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I was not trained as a photojournalist, so like that's not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I had to take a class on photojournalism if I would fail. I have no idea. But I know people, and I seem to have some chops with photography, and people seem to put up with me, so
Yeah.
I keep taking pictures of them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is a lot of your stuff like so? Getting back to the community, is a lot of your freelance stuff around here, or are you still like just via these connections of being all over the world all the time? Like
Well, now that I've been here for about,
a few years. Yeah.
pushing on 4, I have been doing work. I just did portraits as a freelance person, I just did portraits for Hocking Valley Bank.
Nice.
I'm about to do work for Envisage Wealth up in Columbus.
So the people that support APP. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's see, I'm trying to think of all of the people that I've done work for, different law firms here in town. And that's kind of like what the bulk of my clientele was in Seattle. So I worked for this hospital, but then I also worked for the Pokemon Company International.
Nice.
Not like product stuff, but like they would hire me to come in and do whatever internal portraits that they needed,
How are you
or
facilitating
event
all of
stuff.
that? Like, is this like cold outreach, or like as an entrepreneur, the Cosmos just putting them in your lap?
Yeah, I met the woman. There's another bit of the story. I met the woman who was HR and for Pokemon Company
Okay.
International, and I didn't know anything about Pokemon whatsoever.
Yeah, gotcha.
But anything that's international is in Bellevue, Washington. Like, that's where their headquarters are. And anything that's specifically Japanese, like the Japan branch, is in Japan. But everything else, the headquarters are in Bellevue, Washington, which is
What's Bellevue, Washington?
just outside of Seattle. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've always said, just say yes.
That makes sense.
Just say
Yeah.
yes. So I worked when I left Hawaii and moved to Seattle. I was married at the time. I don't know why I mentioned that. But we moved to Seattle, and I wanted to volunteer. I wanted to like find something to do. So I started volunteering for this woman who is my mentor. Like, she taught me absolutely everything. Her name's Lynette Johnson. And she runs a nonprofit out there called Soulumination. So she photographs, photographs children who are facing a life-threatening illness, and then parents who are facing a life-threatening illness that have children under the age of 18. And so I started volunteering as a photographer with that group, and at the time there were only about 20 of us. So like we worked real closely with the Children's Hospital in Seattle, and someone would, like a social worker would be like, hey, this little kid with cancer, he's like having a good day and it doesn't look like he's going to have many more, and we would love it if you came in and just did like some sort of like the parents holding him or something, just being like a witness to these lives. And that's what Lynette started it with. She wanted to show that there is still life at the end of life. That there is like just this, there's so much love at the end, and there can be so much happiness at the end. And just because it is the end, it doesn't mean that there aren't still like these amazing fun moments. So I worked with that group, oh my gosh, I don't know, I guess
Sounds
the
like a
whole
hard
10 years.
thing to be a part of.
Wow, it was really difficult. And I think one of my very first sessions, someone called and said, I often did the adults that were terminal, that had younger
Young
children.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those are my most important images for sure, and no one ever sees those except for the families.
Yeah.
I photographed this amazing woman who was not long for the world, and it was over one Christmas, and she had two toddlers, and she's pretty lucid. She had a brain tumor, and she was pretty lucid, and she had like family in, and like the kids were like around, and Lynette only wanted us to shoot black and white photography. Like, that was her aesthetic. Okay. So only black and white photography. Our job was to document, hold space, just observe.
Difficult
right?
thing to do, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I would be behind the camera just like weeping,
Yeah,
but
fuck.
like, it's not about me,
Yeah,
right?
heard.
So I photographed this woman, and it was pretty much a normal, pretty much how they would all go, like whatever family is around. It might take an hour, it might take 3 hours, depending on if that person needed a break or something. So I did that, and then maybe that was like Thanksgiving, and then a couple weeks later, Christmas came around, and there were more family that had come into town, and by that time, this lady had gone downhill, like really, really, really sad, and so did the thing. Toddlers, everybody observed, took pictures, and left. And a couple months later, they reached out. I think the husband had reached out to Soulumination, the group, and said, "Thank you so much. We never told the children that she was passing. There were no other pictures other than the ones that were taken. So, like, how much, like, that is the most incredible thing that I could ever do with photography. I mean, APP, like, it's amazing, and I know that we are changing people's lives, but like, these toddlers who are now probably like, I don't know, teens, 20s, growing up, that the only images that they have of their mother are the ones that we took through Soul. And I mean, like, that's insane. They didn't even know that she was passing. And those pictures will go on to those children's children, be like, oh, I
To
didn't
be
get
a
to,
part of that, man.
is incredible. I kind of at a loss for words and like communicating that, but the feeling in the room with someone who is passing, like to be in that just thin, liminal space, like that's when you know what it's all about. I don't know. That's when I realized what it was all about. And it's not about all the bullshit. It's about being with the people that you love and being like real and going through the doors that are opening to you, you know? Yeah. So that's an amazing group. And Lynette started that after she lost someone really close to her. But
Wow.
she's this epic photographer. She photographed Bill and Melinda Gates' wedding.
Wow.
And that's kind of how, like, she started, didn't advertise for that, nothing like that, and just became this prolific photographer in Seattle. She photographed the G8 summit, Nelson Mandela. I mean, you name it, like, she was in it and still and is battling cancer, like, herself. And
Somebody should come in it, yeah, for sure. Yeah, run that.
oh my gosh, she has so many pictures.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Just like an epic lady. When I got to Seattle, the first, like, I don't know, I was really into shooting models, photographing models, because I love that control. Like, I love, finding like some wild piece of clothing or something, playing with lighting, like all of that. And I was working for a model agency out there, like just, shooting, editorial shooting, whatever I could get my hands on. And then I started volunteering for her, and she was like, "Is this what you want to do with your life? Is this how you're impacting humanity?"
Damn, what a
And I was
shot
like,
call.
"Damn."
Damn.
All right, Lynette. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
What a
So,
fucking heavy swing from that to fucking, yeah,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
How long did you do that for?
Models or soul
No,
illumination?
yeah.
The whole time I was there, so 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it wasn't like a daily thing. It
Yeah,
was,
of
I think
course.
that I want to say maybe they're at like 60 photographers now. So really it was just on you know, somebody would get a call about
Yeah.
somebody having a really good day and wanting for someone to come out to their house and
It's like,
take pictures.
who's available?
Yeah,
Yeah, here's
and
the
who's
list.
available.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So and Lynette goes to, I mean, if somebody can't do it, even when she has been in treatment and the sickest that, I mean, I've ever seen her, she will still mask up and go into Children's Hospital and photograph babies who are dying that the mothers have never held. And I have so much respect.
Yeah.
So
How
much
do you
respect.
compartmentalize that during your time there? Like, I mean, yeah, like how do you decompress from being in that environment? Like getting I mean, I'm sure it's not always like the way you're explaining it, it sounds like a great environment
Oh,
relatively,
yeah.
right? But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like that could, I
Yeah.
don't know. How do you deal with it?
I went to one, that was the one that stands out most. And little baby had been premature, and parents hadn't been able to hold her. And it was wild. I think I was in the hospital with them for something like 6 hours, waiting for the baby to be taken off life support, and then being able to be held by the parents. And then, like, just not wanting to let that go,
Mm-hmm.
And they really wanted me to just stay. I don't know why. They wanted me to stay with them. So we even went down to the morgue. They were like, "We're going to go. We can't let her, like, we cannot let her be alone." And I was not going to let those people down. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. You just do it. Like, I don't know. Maybe they teach that in the journalism school here. Like,
They don't.
I don't
I
know.
don't think they do.
I think you just go and do
Yeah, fuck.
what you should
Needs to be
be
done.
Yeah. And then you get back to the car and you call the person, that's back at the office, and you just like weep uncontrollably.
Fuck.
But you don't do it there.
Yeah,
Because it's not fucking about you.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there were two rules: never discuss any sort of religion with the people in the room,
Yeah.
and it's not about you. So, I mean, we're just this like mirror, right? Like that's what photographers are. We are strange, voyeuristic mirrors.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wow, what a flow. That's
What a
crazy.
flow. Yeah, yeah. It's been a wild life, and
Somehow found your way to Athens, Ohio.
yeah,
Again.
right,
Yeah,
right, right.
again.
I
Yeah.
know. So I will turn 50 in March, and I don't know what's next, but I'm pretty sure that something's next.
Yeah. Well, but you just bought a place. Like, what do you think? Like, you'd leave Athens again? Whatever. You can fuck sell it. About it, I can sell it.
Yeah, I mean, or maybe I'll keep it and do something else. My mom is still very much with us.
Nice.
She lives in Marietta, and
Oh, not at the Black Diamonds place anymore.
no,
I think
no.
this is a Black Diamond mining town, Corning.
Oh,
There's this
that's cool.
thing, Living's Traditions.
Yeah,
It was
I know it.
yeah, okay. At the one in Corning, Ohio.
cool.
I got this, and they like one of the people
That's
that were
really
there were Black Diamonds, little city, like little mining cities, or so, like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So then it
yeah,
was like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Black Diamond
Yeah.
name recognition.
Yeah, yeah.
Checked out. That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
that is really cool. Yeah, she's not there. My brother and his family are there.
Cool.
Because they did not move back to China. They were just like, fuck it, we're gonna stay here.
Good idea.
Right, right. And then my mom lives in Marietta, closer to a sister. I have
Cool.
5 siblings, so they're just kind of all everywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm here as long as my mom is, and then I got this badass dog that has been with me for 8 years, so we'll do whatever.
Shout out.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah, doors to be opened for sure.
Yeah, opportunities. I feel like as long as I'm open to that and doing what I'm supposed to, the right people, I will meet the right people. The right people will find me. The right opportunities will happen. Who the hell knows? I would have never thought that a Grand Canyon, like, just hellacious trip would have resulted in, the next year me like solo backpacking Vietnam,
Yeah.
Who the hell knows? I don't know. I think I'm going to go to Costa Rica for my birthday.
Wow.
I don't know. I got a couple more things on my bucket list.
That's
I
awesome.
hate flying, but I love traveling.
Hate flying, but love traveling.
Hate flying.
What didn't you like about flying?
What do I like about
Yeah, the airport,
planes?
the people.
Fucking drop out of the sky.
Yeah. A lot this last year, right? Like the flip over the helicopter. There was a lot of shit. Yeah.
There's a lot of things just kind of not safe about flying, and I've been on some flights. I'm gonna be on some flights, but when you're like over the ocean and you got 15 hours on a plane, but
I don't do the ocean either. Fuck
you
that.
don't do the ocean?
No, fuck the ocean. I went on a deep sea fishing boat once, and we were like 30 miles off the coast. Like I'm not built to be in the water. Like it's just I can float or whatever. Like I can swim. I'm good in the water,
Right.
but just like I'm good in the Ohio River. Like let me get my feet in the mud and my head above water. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Like when it's just like dude, it's like a couple thousand miles. What? No. So I don't really fuck with the ocean.
No. Well, I mean flying over it.
Yeah,
and if you crash, you're not gonna.
Where are you gonna end?
You're not gonna live.
Yeah, so I'm not there either.
Yeah, I mean you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like that.
Yeah. I mean that's reasonable.
Yeah, and you're like a tall guy, so
Probably, that makes me feel great. I'm not 6 foot, but
but like seats are little on planes now. I feel like they're getting smaller, and so like 15 hours, yeah. But I'll do it. I'll do that shit. If somebody's like, "Hey, do you want to go to Australia and shoot a wedding?" I'll be like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's go." Sounds
That's
great.
awesome.
Let's
That's
do
awesome.
it.
Well, I really I appreciate that there are people like you in the world. I think it's like the Athens Photo Project thing. Incredible to hear about the reframing recovery. Right? Recovery reframed.
Yep.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thank Athens Photo Project. Thank,
Shout out to so we'll just like have all of the things we talked about. So the Athens Photo Project. There's a Instagram. There's a website. Facebook page.
Yep.
Same thing
100%.
for the
Recovery
Reframed Instagram. What's the website for?
The website is recoveryreframed.org.
.org. Perfect. And I'll get those in the description. But wow,
Yep.
what a wonderful thing. Is there anybody in Athens that you would recommend having a conversation with?
Oh.
Yeah. Who are your recs? I think maybe some of the people that you named from the APP. Who else?
Oh, wow. Yeah, for sure. So my coworker, his name is Chris Michael, and So there are only 3 people on staff, like full-time staff,
Okay.
Nate, Lacey, and Chris, and you should interview any or all of them.
Awesome.
Chris is also a musician in town.
Cool.
Chris Michael and the Andrews, which
Never heard of him. That's okay.
so fun,
Yeah.
so much fun. I'm just gonna give a little blurb to them. Also, the 30th of October, they are playing at the Skull with this dude from New York who's amazing. His name's E.W. Harris. I've never heard a voice like this before in my life. Like somewhere between like Americana and like operatic. Like I just wild, and he sings all these songs about robots. It's amazing.
At the Skull,
At the
October
Skull,
30th.
right?
Yeah.
On the 30th. I don't know. I think that would be a pretty interesting. I'd listen to that
Cool.
interview. Who else? Gosh, Athens is full of like amazing humans, just really amazing humans. Gosh, I wish I knew you were going to ask me that
No,
question.
that's no pressure.
Yeah.
The APP, even if it's just those 3 or like whatever, like you know how to get a hold of me if like if
Yeah.
something pops up.
Yeah.
Recurring invite too. Like if there's something that's like coming up for the Athens Photo Project, like a fundraiser or like recovery or frame, like anything,
Yeah.
open door. It'd be cool.
Have you interviewed Cricket?
Cricket. Like what do you mean?
Cricket makes spoon jewelry and sells it at, whether it is Nelsonville Music Festival
just like markets
or
and stuff.
Paw Paw.
Yeah, okay.
Cricket has an amazing story. Like,
Are you referencing a person and
yeah,
a business?
no,
A person.
Cricket is a person.
Okay.
And she makes jewelry, but she has the most interesting life. There are so many characters.
So many.
Like, just incredible humans with these, like, I don't know, I got here by way of Ecuador, and I got here by,
Yeah.
I would listen to a podcast of Cricket, and I think you would have a lot of fun listening, interviewing her.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I
of
really
course.
appreciate it. This is great.
Yeah,
You were
sure is.
like, I think I said, hey, can you give me some questions so I know what we're talking about? And you were like, no. I don't have any questions for you. We're just gonna talk.
Yeah, you're the captain of the spirit ship.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Great. Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
no,
that.
yeah. I think it goes best. I mean, I do think that there will be eventually episodes. It's like also this is kind of still an experiment. This will be episode 39. Like a lot of it has just like, oh man, I don't know. Like if you go back and listen to the first one, they're getting better for sure. Like I'm getting better at not interrupting people. Like I figured out the headphone thing. Like helps me not move around as much and shit. Like, but. Yeah, I mean, I think organic conversation was like people like I like listening to people talk about the shit they want to talk about. And so then it's like, yeah, I'm hearing the conversation, but I do think, sometimes people think it's like, oh, what it specifically, which like the Athens Photo Project, like kind of, that was something I was like, oh, that'd be cool to talk about. But and part of the reason for that is like when I did start it, I was putting so much effort into filling air and like there not being silence and like trying to follow up that I was just like I wasn't even listening to my guests anymore because I was just trying to be prepared to ask another question when I missed, and then I'd listen back to the podcast and be like, damn, I just missed 6 questions and I remembered when because I remember snapping back halfway into that. I'm like, damn, like I wasn't listening for that 45 seconds, and so. Yeah, it was just like I tried to prepare, but then I was like not over preparing, but just like, I just had all this pressure to fill the air. And then I kind of went the far opposite and I was like, fuck it, let's just show up and be present. And that seems to be going better for me. Like there have been these like awkward silences where I'm just sitting here smiling at the other person and you can like hear them on the pod. It's just like 10 seconds. But a lot of the times, in that moment of silence, like something comes back to them. They're like, oh yeah, I was going to mention this.
Oh, sure.
Versus me just like, throwing some shit in there and then like missing a bunch of other important, cool things to follow up on. And so still a dance, still figuring it out. But
the pause is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like a little bit of silence is okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you talk about this if you interviewed yourself. Do you tell much of your story? But how are you? Why?
Yeah.
You're from here.
I weave it in there.
Okay.
If it's like sometimes like towards the end of a conversation, they'll be like, oh, well, like, let me ask a little, but sometimes it's like a minute in and they're like, wait a minute, but you talk too. And so I do kind of, why am I doing this podcast? Because I think like long drawn out conversations, like the best conversations I have with people are ones that like dance and roam and weave and come back to. And like, I think also too, like I just hear about this shit and I'm like, how do more people not know about it? How do I not know about it? I've been driving past the Athens Photo Project building for my entire life. I live like, I grew up 5 minutes away from it, right around the corner on 682. Literally, I've been driving past, but I never heard about it. And so then I just like, I don't know, I hear about these things in town and I'm like, more people need to know about that. And
well, thank you.
Yeah. And so, but then even like back in college, like I graduated during the pandemic.
From OU?
Yeah. Okay. And I had like, start in the script school, they have like a podcast room. And so like I was like literally just like, I would literally just invite my friends and just talk to them. Like kind of how this, like there's no agenda. Like I'm just going to talk to you. I was trying to get comfortable hearing my voice and working with the equipment. And then the pandemic shut it down. And then I just kind of got swept up into like the next thing. Like get a degree, get a job.
Right.
If I can get a house, get married, so I just.
Oh, wait. I mean, I don't know if you've done all of that, but I would just like to say that you don't have to do any of that.
Well, I get that. Yeah.
You don't have to have children. You know, like, my gosh.
No, I'm there now.
Okay, great.
But this, I think man, this is a long-winded answer.
Love it.
Like I realized that like I like talking to people. It's my favorite thing to do. When like I lived in Cleveland for a couple of years, like I would like in the office, I was like, that's the guy that's on the phone. This guy's on the phone every fucking day, all day. Like don't sit in earshot of this kid because you're going to fucking have to listen to him all day. It's just like I like talking. I like asking questions. Like I like being in a training and just like, what do you mean by that? I don't know. And so then I was just like, fuck, I want to do that. I thought I wanted to have a podcast, but then I just gave all these reasons as to why, well, I don't know how to run the equipment. I can't edit. I don't have time for this, all of it. And just one day I was like, in the Innovation Center, which is a business incubator, like the lady who runs the building was walking by and I was like, yo, like, could I rent one of these rooms for a podcast studio? And they were like, fuck, yeah, just get an LLC, get some insurance. It is a step in that direction of just kind of like it's not on the track record of fucking whatever, got my degree and got my CPA license and I got my job and my resume looks great, mom, look at me. This doesn't have anything to do with that. It's like, just let's like, you acknowledged all these fucking sick people in Athens. Like, let's talk to them. Like, what does Athens mean to you? Why are you here? What's important to you? Like, what do you do? How are you involved in the community? How can the community support you? Like, it's just the shit I wanted to talk about anyways. So like, just share it. Let's share it with everybody.
What about traveling people? Like people who are traveling through Athens? Because I know Athens gets some like.
Yeah, I mean, like it's called always Athens, but like I don't feel constrained to Athens via that. Yeah, because it is like kind of what Athens is. People are rotating through every 4 fucking years, and but even that, like, what Athens means to you, you could go. Like I used to think that. Like it only existed here, but people are taking Athens everywhere, man.
Oh my
everywhere
gosh.
they go, they're Athens is everywhere.
I was in Spain and I saw a Blue Eagle shirt.
That's fucking shout out to Frank. I tried to get Blue Eagle. I tried to get Blue Eagle on, and he was just like, "Nah, man, I run the store by myself." And I was like, thinking to myself, I was like, "Fuck, what if I just like pay for some guitar lessons and brought a mic and was like, what's up, Frank?" And but then I was like, maybe I'm just not taking no for an answer, but I don't know. And yeah, so it's been exciting. I feel like I'm getting the right feedback. Like people, like I was talking to this lady and she's like, "Oh, you're the podcast guy. I recognize your voice." Or like a friend's like parent will call and be like, "Yo, man, heard this podcast going on." And so I just enough of the right things are happening. Like I did get a little confused because like they're like, "Oh, you gotta get some revenue and all this other stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, carriage in front of the horse. Let's talk to great people. Let's get people to want to come listen, and then." Like whatever, if it could pay for the room, it's like I don't have to buy this equipment again. I'm sure that as time goes on, different equipment or whatever. Sure. But I don't really have a goal of making it a business as much as I just do like effective. Like I want it to be effective. When I think that as time goes on, maybe it could even be time sensitive, which it already kind of is. Like I had somebody from the CFI come on Friday to talk about their fundraiser this past Sunday, things like that. But I think just over time kind of the same way that you like fucking have all these frames of like these stories of people. It's like, I think it's going to be sick to like look back and go, look at all these people and all these stories. Like they all matter, you know, like I had somebody's grandma on the podcast. It's just like
amazing.
an 8th generation person from Athens. And like, just, yeah, dude, I don't think there are rules of like,
Period.
what it is.
Period.
You know? So,
there aren't rules.
And so it's exciting. Like this is the first kind of like solo event. Yeah, like fuck you. I don't care what your opinion is. Like maybe it's gonna take me a year to learn what you just told me, but I'm gonna figure. So I don't know.
Right.
That's the way it's felt for me. It's just like doing something. Yeah, I mean, just to like. Fuck, this is just, it feels right.
Yeah, and
Fucking
you should
keep doing
definitely do that.
Yeah.
Well, it's really beautiful. I think the similarities in what we do, because there is, there's you want to have a space for this person to show up, whether you are interviewing them or whether I am taking their portrait. You want like an authentic experience,
Yeah.
right? But in that, like, you 100% have to give your vulnerability also.
Yeah.
And I think you do that really beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not 100% sure how I ended up on your radar, but I'm very honored to be a part of this.
Dude, it took so long to get people to come to this podcast. Like, it was crazy. Like, I probably asked like 40 people before the first person said yes. And then I recorded the first episode and then I didn't publish it for a month. And so then I hadn't published it. And so it was just still hard.
Yeah.
And but then it just flipped. And now it's like, fuck, like scheduling, like over scheduling. It's like, oh, I already put somebody on Tuesdays. Like the problems change, but then
So great.
yeah, and so yeah, that's what I would say now. The
Yeah.
challenges are changing, and it's fun, and I like it, and I feel like I'm getting the right signals, and so
We seem like you're in the flow.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I mean that's the thing, and the right people will be sitting across from you, and where it's supposed to go, it'll go. And you seem to be contributing, like Lynette would say, you seem to be contributing toward humanity in a positive way.
I appreciate that. Very
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Fisher. What's your last name, Fisher?
Wallace.
Fisher Wallace. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so
it's
much.
me.
Yeah,
You're
cool.
welcome.
All right,
Thank you.
peace out.
Okay.